Well, welcome here to the Australian Athletics Championships here Monday, the 1st of April at Sydney Olympic Park. My name is Matt Lynch. Welcome Ben Off-Rains as well to Homebush.
Yes, it's good to be here. It's good to get this started. Obviously, we've had a few events already kick off today, the first day of the 2019 Australian Track and Field Championships here at Sydney Olympic Park. As you said, it's a beautiful day. It's been beautiful conditions so far. We've already had some really good action out on the track and in the field. So looking forward to a very big championships taking up the whole week through till Sunday.
Yeah, so as you can see here, our next event up on the track, it is the boys under 15 100-metre final. We've got 8 starters, in the field. Coming out of lane 1 from ACT, Thomas Penfold. In 3 from New South Wales, Lachlan Jones. In 4 from Victoria, Franklin Niwa Jafoy. In 5 from Queensland, Jaira Taylor. In 6 from Victoria, Patrick Poulter. In 7, New South Wales, Branson Poe. In 8 from Queensland, Austin Russell. And in 9 from New South Wales, Rashid Kaba. Now, in the heats earlier, it was Branson Poe with an 11.55. Fastest through the heats, Niwa Jafoy and Taylor from Victoria and Queensland, 11.70. Dead heat in that heat as well. So they're the ones to look for in this heat. So lane 7, Branson Poe, fastest through the field. 4 and 5, dead heat on 11.70. We'll see what they can do. The conditions are a little bit better now. It is a bit cooler, but the wind has dropped. There's some almost -4s in the heats earlier. So thankfully that has dropped down.
Yeah, so I had a look at the forecast for the winds, and they are forecast to be the strongest today. They'll start to slowly peter off as the week goes on, and then it's looking really good from Wednesday through to Sunday, where the winds are really low.
Well, that's what we want. We want that kind of conditions for our athletes. Obviously, it's a very long Sunday. A lot of our opens athletes, competing from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here we go. The first final of the live stream. Men's under 15, 100 metres. Off and racing, Branson Poe out there in lane 7, having a brilliant start, but on the inside it's Niwa Jafoy and Dry Taylor. But on the outside, Rashid Kaba having a great run. Branson Poe, here comes Taylor, Niwa Jafoy. It's going to be a big dip on the line. Oh. Thankfully, we have the best photo finish judges in the world right on our doorstep. Between Poe, Niwa Jafoy and Taylor. I can't give it to anyone at the moment. We'll try and get you through those unofficial live results, but it's going to be tough to split them.
It definitely is, and I'm not sure what was going on, but at the end there, it looks like Poe was more interested and focused on stopping than actually dipping. You watch him on the line here. He's storming home nicely, but just at the end, just a big stomp.
He actually did that in the heat. He pulled up within 10 metres of the finish line. So that's going to be with Taylor and Niwa Jafoy flaring home. 11.64 was the unofficial time on the clock. The wind negative 0.4. But we haven't had any results pop up yet, so it's going to be a tough gig for us. Yeah, it's tight.
So typically, a good photo finish judge can, if there's enough of a gap between the competitors, a good photo finish judge can actually read a field within 10 seconds. So that's how good they are here. So typically, it's only a few seconds before the first one is read. But if it's taking,
well, yeah,
you know, we're probably at a minute now, you know it's super close on the line. So they're making sure that they get that right. So here we have 2 cameras on the finish line, one on the infield, one on the outfield, just to make sure that the photo finish judges have every angle needed to be able to look to see who may have won that race.
So to those who, we did miss the women's under 15 100-metre final. Alexander Stoylova taking it out with 12.21. Brittany Inger from Queensland, 12.38. And Emma Lee of New South Wales, 12.44. Caitlin Taylor in 4th. Alicia Bennett in 5th. Chantel Barnard in 6th. Alicia, looks like Okavi in 7th. And Ebony Newton in 8th. That was your women's under 15s. But yeah, I'm feeling like we might get 3 11.64s across the field. Thousandths between the medals. That was tight.
It was super tight. And it just shows the depth at that age at the moment. Obviously, there's no clear dominant athlete in that under 15 age group. There's a few all super close.
Yeah, very, very tight.
And obviously that shows through from the heats with Jarfoy and Taylor, both dead heating at 11.70. So we're still waiting for those results as we get ready for the next event up onto the track. So this will be the women's under 16 100-metre final. So the Australian record in this one, 11.30, set by Debbie Wells back in 1977. So, you know, it's one of those things with the junior records, a lot of the time they don't last that long.
No.
Because up-and-coming juniors, they're coming through every year. It seems like they're just getting better and better. But for that record to stand...
I'm fairly sure Debbie Wells went to the Olympics as a 14-year-old. So that's probably why it's still there.
Yeah. So, as we go through the lineup, Fishart in 2, Percival 3, Turner 4, Adrinan 5, Hanlon 6, Cote 7, McMillan 8, and Pfeiffer in 9. So a strong start there by Hanlon from Queensland. Also Adrinan from New South Wales on her inside, who's having the better at the run. At the moment, here comes Cote and Hanlon. They're coming at Adrinan. Is she going to hold? It's going to be close on the line. Hanlon coming over the top. Dips on Adrinan. So again, another one we'll have to wait for the photo finish. I'm not going to call this one.
No, we still haven't got anything back from that under 15 boys yet.
No,
it's
so
working hard down there in the photo finish booth.
11.24 unofficial on the clock. Adrinan, what a first 50. And here comes Hanlon and Cote. And Hanlon,
that's why we have 2 cameras, an inside and an outside.
Exactly.
The wind a negative 1.9 for that race.
So just quickly on the previous race. So we've got some results in. Looks like it's been given to Branson Poe. 11.62, Franklin Niwa Jarfoy, 11.62.
There you go.
And Jaya Taylor, 11.63.
Oh.
You were close.
I reckon he would have been 11.630.
But they've given first place to both Poe and Niwa Jarfoy.
So gold, bronze.
Gold, bronze. They couldn't split them.
Ridiculous.
They could not split them. So we'll get full confirmation on that because we're working off a separate system to what they are downstairs, but that's what we're getting through on our screens. So we'll bring you a confirmation on that, but at the moment we think Poh and Niwa Jafwa have tied for the gold.
Whew. That's what you want to see. Some good, fast racing. So now on the blocks, back into our So the next event is our men's under 16 100-metre final. Again, 8 starters, 2 to 9 in this field. In lane 2 from Western Australia, Orion Francis Roberts. In 3 from Queensland, Caleb Clark. In 4 from Queensland, Ashley Wong. In 5 from Victoria, Jack Bolton. In 6, New South Wales, Donovan Bradshaw. In 7 from Victoria, Matthew Payne. In 8 from WA, Jordan Blaze Lightbourne. And in lane 9 from Victoria, Jack Schneiderite. It looks like Donovan Bradshaw scratching from this final. So lane 6 will be vacant. One of the fastest through the heat. So fingers crossed he's feeling okay. We might see him for the rest of the program. Ashley Wong fastest through the heats with 11.24. And Matthew Payne 11.27. Lanes 4 and 7. So we'll keep an eye on those athletes. But anything can happen in these 100-metre finals here at the Australian Track and Field Championships of 2019. Fair start, Ashley Wong there in lane 4, having a brilliant start on his outside. Jack Bolton and Matthew Payne. Here comes Matthew Payne from Victoria on the outside. Ashley Wong now into his stride. It's going to be a big finish here between, but Ashley Wong striding out over the later stages. 11.29 with a minus 3.8. Did he get faster when he crossed the line?
I think he did. That's what it looked like, didn't it?
He hit a turbo pad at about 4 metres ago. His last 10 metres exquisite though, flying over the line.
It was a great finish from him, but watch him there. See if we can see it on the replay here. He hits the line, he realises he's won, and then he goes.
Done a booster. But a negative 3.8. Great running now. Pretty sure his PB is only in the 11.9, maybe 11.1, 11.19. He's run 11.2 into a minus 3.8.
Minus 3.8.
But gone are the days for us, obviously, when you were junior, you could just turn up and do a PB every time you raced. But awesome running there. Great effort from Ashley Wong.
Maybe the wind died off. Maybe that's what happened at the end of the race.
He just,
the wind
it turned into a tailie, and he went, whoop.
So as we turn our attention to the field now, so this is the under-20s men's pole vault, currently underway out on the Northern D. And that's Glass from Queensland. So you might notice these athletes out there with just one number on, or one name bib. That's because the pole vaulters, one of those events where they only need to wear one, and that's on the back. Obviously, when they go over the bar, they don't want to have anything on the front of their chest that may impede and knock that bar off. Because obviously, once they start getting up to their PB heights, it starts to get close. As we see the South Australian just balking on that one.
Yeah, windy conditions.
So
yeah, we've already had the women's under 20 pole vault, earlier in the program.
Yep.
And they weren't amazing heights. Obviously, it's a bit of a It is a crosswind, so coming across the pit. So it's going to be tough going there for a lot of those athletes. But, you know, fingers crossed it stays consistent. That's probably what they want. They don't want to be gusting around there.
So South Australian, he'll get the red flag on that one, unfortunately.
Early days, yeah. It's only 3.60 metres at the moment, first attempt, so very early in this under-20 competition.
Yep, so you would have seen him on that first attempt. He went and balked at it, didn't complete the jump. And because he didn't cross the 0 line, it means he still has the ability to be able to walk back and have another go at the attempt. He has a certain amount of time. So at this point in the competition, he would have a minute to complete his attempt. As we see the Victorian go clear, well clear.
Yeah, good jumping there in these tough conditions.
So it looks like we're back on the track again. This time it will be the under-16 women's para 100 metres.
Yeah, don't forget though, remember they are multiple classifications, so it's not necessarily first across the line. They will go to the MDS table, which is a... Do you want to explain the MDS table?
So the MDS table, basically, it's a spreadsheet that has all these calculations in it, and they'll enter in, obviously, the classification of the athlete along with the performance, and that performance is then rated against the Australian record for juniors, and a percentage is worked out on the performance as opposed to what the Australian record is.
Yeah, so normally you would see the open athletes, if they get over 100%, that's the world record, but it doesn't work like that for the underages, so you might see percentages of 111, 112, 113, and I don't think we're going to be seeing that this weekend, but hey, I'll look forward to some world records later.
Yes, exactly. So we'll quickly run through this lineup. So running out of lane 1 is Amelie Leslie from the ACT. In 2, it's Lucia Bryce Gilchrist from New South Wales. In 3, it's Marley Lovell, also from New South Wales. In 4, it's the visitor from over the ditch, Alyssa Baxter. In 5, it's Lainey Harrison from New South Wales. In 6, we have Sarah Jane Trevena Clifton Bly, also from New South Wales. 7 will be Abby Craswell from Queensland. 8, Charlize Colwell from New South Wales. 9 will be Zara Perry from New South Wales. And rounding out this field, a big field, in 10 will be Akeisha Snowden from Queensland. So in this race we have some T1s, we've got some T40s, T36, T37s, Sarah Jane with as a T32. So there's even a T13 as well. So we've got hearing impairment, vision impairment, we've got some CPs, we've got a wheelie in there as well. So this will be one of those ones where, because there's so many different classifications in this one race, you can never really tell. Sometimes you go into a race and you can sort of work it out based on athletes being of the same classification, because then you know...
If you're head-to-head, the head-to-head counts straight away. So you know you're going to finish in front of them. But especially with these athletes spread out so far, a lot of these athletes... So there's a couple of 37s in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 6 classifications all up.
Oof.
So this is the start of the under-16 women's 100-metre para final. So away here, good start there on the outside by Perry from New South Wales. She's running well. In the inside, it is Baxter, Harrison, and also Lovell. This is going to be a close one. Harrison from New South Wales. She's leading the charge at the moment. New Zealander in Baxter's coming through. But it to be Harrison who'll take line honours in that one, followed by Baxter. As we see Bruce Gilchrist come across the line. And here comes Clifton Bly. And she'll round out that field. So as we said, these performances will be inputted into the MDS system to be able to determine a winner here. So maybe take a bit of time, 10 athletes, 6 classifications, working out the performances. But as soon as we find out, we'll bring those results to you.
And even then, just a stretch of age groups. As this is the under-16s, they only offer under-16s and under-20s just because of the vast majority of athletes. There's not enough for just a T37 final, and they're not enough for an under-14 and under-16. So we want to give them a shot to run with a full field. So we've got athletes here like Charlize Colwell. She's only 12 years old, versing 15-year-old athletes out there. So Charlize will be in this for another 3 years.
So plenty of opportunities for Charlize to stake her claim as
yeah, she'll be growing.
Australia's top athletes.
Growing up in this event.
Yeah.
So some of these, you might even see some of these athletes, if time permits programming, you might see them in the Opens again later on. But we'll have our results for that under-16 100 earlier. It was Monique Hanlon taking it out 12.22 from Shola Adeniran 12.23 and Hannah Cote 12.30. So had some ripper close finals there to start off the day.
So another one that was a dip on the line.
It was a big dip.
So the first 200 finals that we have, both
very tight.
The photo finish image to determine who was the winner. As we said, we do have some of the world's best photo finish judges out there. As we see the South Australian back in the under-20 men's pole vault. He goes clear this time.
3 metres 80.
Well and truly clear.
On his first attempt. Now, one athlete that I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on much later, I'm sure he won't come in for another metre and a half. Sasha Zoya will be appearing in this pole vault. We saw him at the Jandakot Airport Track Classic, getting awfully close to the world under-18 best time, or best height, sorry. Clearing the Australian under-18 record.
So, as you saw quickly on your screen there, they were the results of that under
15. Yes.
Under 15 men's 100 metres.
Oh,
so
I'd love to look at that photo finish.
They did get a dead heat. So our information was reliable. It's good to know that.
So they do time races to the 1,000th, so they can use that to split places. So say you run, we'll go with Rowan last week with his run against Kiryu, 10.08 they both ran. Kiryu actually ran 10.077 in the 1,000ths, and that gets rounded up to 10.08. Rowan ran 10.080.
Oh.
So if he was 1,000th slower, he'd be 10.09.
Yeah.
You're 1,000th slower, and you're 100th slower on PBs.
Makes a difference.
It does. Every 1,000th counts. You might not realise, but it's those dips. Branson Poe, with the epic dip that he did earlier, that got him the win.
Got him the win.
Yeah. He almost got horizontal out there.
Just
stamp the leg down.
Forward.
Oh.
Stamp.
So while we have our pole vault out here, let's run through the entire start list. There's 14 athletes. Elias Williamson, Jonathan Burns Jr., William Glass, Ryan Goad, Maxwell Jones, Sasha Zoya, Eddie Debenham, Nikolai Simmons, Wilson Cram, Bryce Stevenson, Ethan Foster, Wien Jans van Rensburg, Jack Downey, and Dalton DeMedio. That's your 14 athletes. The bar just getting raised at the moment. We just have a medal ceremony going on in the background, so that's why we haven't got any track going. They're awarding those under 15 medals in that 100 metres. The bar looking like it's going up to 4 metres. Or they were just tweaking it. Looks like 3 metres 80. So when they give out 2 golds, they won't give out a silver. They'll give out a bronze, so it's gold, gold, bronze. If there was 2 silvers, they wouldn't give out a bronze, and if there's 2 bronzes, they'll get 2 bronzes. That's the only way to get more medals, is to tie for 3rd. So on their blocks now, our athletes in this under-16 para: Sammy Mwamba, Aaron Houston, Jackson Love, Zane Newton. It looks like we don't have a lane 2 out there. Ori Drabkin, Liam Wilson, Anthony Jordan, and Jaden Page. So it'll be 3 to 9 here in this under-16 100-metre final. We're away with a clean start here. Having a good start on the outside is Anthony Jordan, the T47 athlete, but flying on the outside, Jaden Page, also T47. He's tearing away from the field here. Anthony Jordan having a great run, and Liam Wilson, they're going to be your first 3 across the line, with Zane Newton and Aaron Houston very close there. 12.26, the unofficial winning time there from the ACT athlete, negative 2.8. Who in there, 12.25, your unofficial winning time. We do need to say unofficial even when it pops up on the board, because until the chief or track referee says all clear, then it becomes official.
Exactly, and we can't hear him from up here.
No, we can't.
We have to say...
When you're in ground for commentary, when you're in the stadium, you can hear it because everyone's got radios on, but up here, we'll just have to guess. And let's assume that it's been all right. I haven't seen... No one's getting held back.
I just saw the thumbs up.
Yep. It is a little bit chilly out here at the moment. Around the 20 degrees. The bar now looking like it's on 4 metres. First attempt here for one of our Queensland athletes in this under 20. It looks like William Glass on the runway. First attempt. Hoping that this wind does just at least become a bit consistent. We don't want to see it. There's nothing worse than in a bit of pole vault, copping a bit of turbulence up in the air when you're trying to clear, you know, 5 metres, 6 metres. Not on his first attempt, Glass. He's coming with a seed jump of 3 metres 80. So this would add a solid 20 centimetres to that attempt if he can get over clear. He does have 2 more, though. Over at the high jump now, 171 the bar. Well, looking like just taking probably off a little bit too far out there. Running in with a big tailwind. Obviously, the wind's coming down the home straight, and they're running the opposite way to the 100. So maybe, you know, expecting a bigger wind than what she got. It looks like our Victorian athlete, 171 on the bar. Unfortunately, getting too close that time. Not sure what round they're on. They've decided not to display that round. And now our South Australian athlete. Chelsea Friedrich. She's coming in with a best of 171, so this will equal it. Chelsea. Under 15 girls high jump. Oh, easily clear too. She's pumped.
Puts the rest of the field on notice in that one. And one of the other athletes out there, as we see the replay here. Oh, beautiful jumping.
Plenty of room to play with that as well.
Good celebration. She's happy. So Hayley Corduroy is out there. So she took out the All Schools title.
Oh, I do remember that.
With some brilliant jumping and a jump off. It was.
In quite wet conditions.
Oh, extremely wet conditions. So the All Schools champion is still in this field where there's 3 of them left.
That was Katie Arrow-Steele. She's coming with a 164, so if she gets over 71, it's very handy, 7 centimetres to that jump.
There's Corduroy there on the screen, as we said, the All Schools champion. She's back out here hunting for another title. She wants this under 15 women's high jump title to go along with what has been a stellar season for the New South Wales athlete. What has she got here on this jump? Just pulls out of that one.
Still has time though, so 30 seconds. Well, now it's a minute, sorry. A minute for your attempt, and it's only to start, so she can use up all 59 seconds of that, and once she starts the attempt, this is the hard bit though. Can you refocus in time? No, not on that attempt there, unfortunately. Still not sure. Hopefully one more to go. We should have our Victorian athlete up next. We'll keep an eye on who that might be. Yeah, it's Mia Skerry. She's come in with a 165 best. So they're getting up to those lofty heights now. Meet record 176 by Lizzie Moss. Unsuccessful there for Skerry. Lizzie Moss was 4th at the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires in the under-18s only last October. The national record though, 186. Guy Kaepernick, that's well up there.
That's a big jump. So that in previous years has been a qualifier for a major, for a Commonwealth Games.
Well, that 186 for under 15s is ridiculous. So the under 15 records will also be the under 16 records because the 15s has only been just recently brought back in. The under 16 record just filters down. So it is tricky. Obviously, a 15-year-old could have jumped that as an under 15 record, but until we get a few more years under our belt with these under 15s, not sure whether they'll change those records. It's unlikely. It'd take a lot of work.
So, as we just introduce your lineup for the under 20 men's para 100-metre final. So running out of lane 2 from New South Wales, Ryan Conroy, In 3 from Queensland will be Jackson Pope. 4 also from Queensland, Liam Wyatt. In 5, the Victorian Liam Kernick. In 6, it's Leighton Lloyd from New South Wales. In 7, Jack Netting from South Australia. In 8, Christian Georgalis from New South Wales. And rounding out this field, it is Edward Parker from New South Wales also. So again, another good mix of classifications. We've got some T20s, T36, T35, T37 and T01. So the 01 being the hearing impairment, T20 being the ID, and then we've got some different levels of CP in there as well with the 30s.
Good start there on the outside. Ryan Conroy flaring down, but here comes Leighton Lloyd in the centre of the field, having a great battle with Edward Parker. It's going to be Leighton Lloyd taking line honours there. Tie between Parker and Wyatt, and Ryan Conroy there on the inside lanes. Some good running there in the men's under 20 para 100 metres.
So brilliant running there by Leighton Lloyd. Definitely one of the characters of Australian track and field. A good man on and off the track. And here he is taking line honours in this under 20 men's para 100 metres. So a couple of regulars out there in Edward Parker. Also Conroy, Georgalis, Pope, all regulars on the Australian athletic scene.
Chelsea Frederick. Yep. Bar now up to 173, so this could be a new PB for the South Australian. Oh, it's not feeling it. A little bit longer now between attempts once you're the only athlete in the competition. Oh, a lot of speed into the bar. Just going in to it with the calves on that first attempt at 173. As we head back to the pole vault now, the under 20s. Yeah, not feeling it there. Debenham. Bar at 4 metres, second attempt.
So we're back on the track with the under 20 women's para 100 metre final. And there's your lineup on the screen. So running out of 1, the T20 athlete, Brittany Bilby from New South Wales. In 2, the T37 athlete, Caitlin Joseph from New South Wales. In 3, T36 athlete, Erin Gabler from Victoria. In 4, it'll be Tasman Colley, another T36 athlete from New South Wales. In 6, it'll be Carly Simons from New South Wales at T11. In 7, it'll be Caitlin Sharp, T20 athlete from Victoria. In 8 will be Molly Wallace, T46 athlete from Victoria. And rounding out this field, it will be Rachel Tolson from Tasmania, the T37 athlete. So you see there in the middle of the field, Simons, the T11 athlete, vision impairment. She does have a guide runner in this race. So we are off and running in this one. Wallace and Sharp, the better of the starts on the outside. The two Victorians running side by side at the moment. Bilby on the inside from New South Wales. She's going strongly as well. Here comes Simons through the middle, but it'll be Sharp. They'll take line honours, followed by Wallace and Bilby. Simons, Colley, Joseph, Gabler and Tolson all come across the line. So as we have said in all the other power races, we do have to wait for these results to be inputted into the MDS system to determine who will be the winner. But strong running there from Sharp, taking line honours as we watch the replay. Wallace, the other Victorian, just on the outside there. So good running by the under-20 para women in that 100-metre final. So one of the rules with the guide runner is that the athlete has to cross the line first. So towards the end of the race, you'll see a guide just back off a little bit, just allow their athlete to cross the line in first, because obviously you don't want
Makes
to...
chaos before they finish,
yeah,
doesn't it?
you don't want to see the guide runner crossing the line first, because it sort of messes things up a little bit.
And you can't be shown to be dragging them
No.
along either. So you do need to either run just beside them. But it's a tough ask. You need to bring... It's almost like bringing... If someone just decided to give you a brand new pair of shoes that you've never worn and then you had to run a marathon in them kind of thing. You need to be one, effectively, the complete opposite of your running style. Especially in the blocks, if you're right leg forward, they've got to be left leg forward because your arm swings have to be in sync the entire time. So it's tough work out there, and you want to have a relationship built up with that guide runner constantly. And you see them when they get to the Olympics, they get medals as well, the guide runners, because they are effectively part of the team. It's like when you see the visually impaired cycling. There's the guide at the front and then the rider at the back. Now, this next event up on the track, it is your men's under-20 100-metre final. It's going to be an absolute ripping race here. 8 starters in this field. From lane 2, from Victoria, Cameron De Bruin. In lane 3, from New South Wales, Zen Clark, son of national record holder in the 400 metres, Darren Clark. In lane 4, from New South Wales, Jacob Irving. In 5 from Queensland, the under-20 national record holder, Jake Doran. In 6 from the ACT via New Zealand now, Eddie Nikita. In 7 from New South Wales, Christopher Eos. In 8 from Queensland, Benjamin Thomas. And in 9 from Queensland, Max Mason. Now, Doran and Nikita both with season bests of 10:30, but I'd probably give the edge to Nikita at the moment. He's finished second in all his 100 metres at Track Classics, a 30 and a 35. He won the 200 at the ACT. He nearly beat Hale at the Sydney Track Classics.
Yeah, he's in shape, but this is going to be a really good race between these two. And it's amazing that we've got 2 athletes that feature on the Australian scene in the open age group at Track Classics and all that sort of stuff, winning races, placing, and here we are in an under-20 national final.
Yeah.
With 2 athletes like this.
And good on them for doing their own age group now. And then they're going to be backing up later on this week and doing the 100 and 200 in the open age.
Yeah,
Just
it
to
shows
the
that they
time
really
table.
respect their age group,
Yeah.
and understand that it's a coveted title to have, to say, okay, yeah, I won the national under-20
They want this
100 metre
title.
final. Yeah,
And it's not an easy one to take.
no,
They've got it. It's got to be a dig.
no. So that, like, from up here, it feels a little bit like a tail. I don't know what the flags on the back straight aren't really telling us that, but that Australian record,
Ooh,
meet record, 10:27.
that was the Australian record at the time. It was
Was.
done. Looks like we might be missing Cameron De Bruin out there. Oh, Doran away great, as well as Christopher Eels. Here comes Eddie Nikita, though. Jake Doran having a good lead at the front. He's shining away. Eddie Nikita coming home late. It's going to be a huge dip on the line. Nikita and Doran.
Oh!
10.61 with a 1.9. Put a blanket over them.
Oh.
I don't know.
Another one. Another one. It was close.
What a battle.
It's hard when you've got someone coming over the top of another athlete. It really gives you, a perception
It's deceptive.
It is. It is. As we see the replay here, it looks like Eddie's done
Nikita. Closest to the camera, but again,
there you go. There's the results.
10.60 to 10.61. What a run. Christopher Eels, 10.96. Max Mason, 11.03. Jacob Irving, 11.16. There's a bit of inception there on the screen. Taking a photo of the screen while the screen's showing our photo. It just disappeared. But wow, what a show they just put on for the crowd here. Some excellent running. And the funny thing is, Eddie Nikita, he can come back next year. He's only 18 this year.
Oh, geez. What a talent.
The wind, negative 1.9. Fingers crossed by, later on in the week, we'll have some tailies, potential to run down the back straight. That's some great running there. Just to kick off the day.
As we saw Christopher Eels taking that bronze medal. Obviously don't want to... Oh, that would have been close to crossing the zero line. Debenham.
Yeah, 4.15 now set up for him. And that's the seed height that he's come into. So this is potentially PB equaling heights here. And obviously he wants to make sure he gets it right. Still first attempts. Here's Eddie Debenham. Oh, he was over. Thankfully, two more up the sleeve for Debenham. We'll see what he can produce in those next two. I think maybe just moving those uprights forward or backwards just to see what he can deliver.
So there's your lineup on the screen for the under-20 women's 100-metre final. Team McPherson running out of 2 from New South Wales. Talia Lumlow from New South Wales in 3. Olivia Honey, the Victorian, in 4. Monique Quirk, the New South Wales athlete, in 5. Mia Gross, Victorian, in 6. Ellie Buchholz from Queensland in 7. Tamara Houghton now with the ACT in 8. And Leah Belfield from New Zealand running out of 9. So another visitor from across the way.
Yeah, their championships were in early, I think they were 8, 9, 10, 11 of March. So, almost getting double championships. And even though it's a bit chilly and there's headwinds here, it's probably better conditions than New Zealand. No offence to anyone over there, but I'm pretty sure it's absolutely pouring rain the entire champ. So, it's put the suntan lotion on today.
Yeah. So this is the final for the under-20 women's 100 metres. Who will take home the gold medal? So away here, strong start from Quirk. Also Gross in the middle there. Houghton trying to go with them. It's Honey as well, but it looks like Mia Gross, she's starting to move away from the rest of the field, and she's going to take the win here. Buchholz looks like she's got herself up for second. Maybe Quirk there for the bronze, but definitely no doubting the winner in that one. Mia Gross from Victoria. She'll take home the under-20s 100-metre title.
There it is, 11.83, the winning time for Gross. Minus 1.0. Ellie Buchholz, 12.02. Monique Quirk, 12.10. And Olivia Honey, 12.20. Your first 4 in that women's under-20 100 metres.
So 83, not bad with a metre headwind, sorry.
Was part of the world under-20 team last year and can go again next year. That's the kind of talent that we have growing up in this sport.
There's a few of them around at the moment, isn't there? There's a lot of young ones coming through that are dominating ages above them.
Yeah.
And they've got the ability to be able to go to so many world and under-20 events. They can spells good things for Australian track and field.
On the runway now, Vian Jans van Rensburg from Queensland. Coached by Tatiana Grigorieva. Oh, just not letting go of the pole in time there. It'd be frustrating, but I guess the lighter fluid was just too grippy on that one. But Tatiana only about, what, 19 years ago, about maybe 70 metres away from where this pole vault is, she took out the silver medal at the Sydney Olympics.
She did. And what a night of athletics that was.
That was the only ticket I had for the entire Com Games that night, or the Olympics that night. Got to see 2 medals for Australia. Lucky.
But remember, it's not the lighter fluid that's sticky. It's the lighter fluid that makes the tape sticky.
Yeah, there you go. It's all part of it. So it looks like we're moving down to the back straight. We're away from the sprints and we're onto the distance now for some 1,500 metre heats. So I think we'll see some very tactical races here. Starting off with the under 15 women. Twelve starters in this first heat. So we've got a surprise athlete out here on the start list at the moment in this under 15 girls 1,500 metre heats. Even the start list on the scoreboard out here doesn't have the surprise athlete. I think she might have just found herself in the wrong heat at the moment. It looks like Emma Nielsen. She's down on our list as being in the second heat, but she's found her way to the outside of heat 1. Not sure how that's going to go. It might cause a bit of chaos down in the photo finish booth, having an extra athlete out there. We'll wait for them to get underway before we run through our start lists. So 13 in this heat here. Coming out of lane 1, Mackenzie Scholes in from WA, in 2 from New South Wales, Mia Tui, 3 from WA, Charlie Rose Carlian in 4 from SA, Jessica McManus In 5 for New South Wales, Mercy Nathaniel. In 6, New South Wales, Grace Pomeroy. 7 from Victoria, Madeline Laven. In 8 from the ACT, Josie Lamb. 9, ACT, Jamie Brennan. In 10 from the ACT, Lucinda Thompson. In 11 from Victoria, Abby Goldsworthy. Also from Victoria in 12, Indigo Lind. And 13, our surprise guest out there from Queensland, Emma Nielsen. So I might just scratch Emma from the second heat because it doesn't look like she's going to run twice in a row. That would be silly. So as they come around the first 300 metres, that's Mia Tui on the ropes at the moment. Looks like Abby Goldsworthy just on her outside, as well as Indigo Lind. Slow going early. There's no progressions on our sheet, but you would think, depending on how many they want, 4 and 4. First 4, next 4. It's a wild guess. 12 through to the final, first 4 plus the next 4 best times.
Yeah.
Just having a punt.
Yeah, that'd be
5 and 2,
close.
4 and forward.
They could go 3 and 6.
Ooh, yeah, they could. We'll keep an eye out, an ear out for the in-ground, but the sheets don't have progressions on them at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's still Mia Tui though on the rail. On the outside, that's still Abby Goldsworthy. Same characters out the front. So only through 600 metres there. Sorry, 700 metres. They come around for the first 800 metres. Meet record 4:30.39. Just Gilfillan national record 4:12.51. Georgie Clark said in 1999. Mia Tui still out in front there. She's going to cross the first 800 metres in 2:37. So good tie pack there. We haven't lost any athletes just yet. One of our New South Wales and ACT athletes just off the back though at the moment. But it's still Mia Tui. Not a lot happening right now in this 1,500 metres. 2 heats in this event. Abby Goldsworthy still just on the outside of lane 1. And then it's Lind and Lem from the ACT. Here comes on the outside. Looks like Mercy Nathaniel. She's moving her way up into the lead. They're almost out in lane 3 here as they come around to get the bell. 450 metres to go in this first heat for the women's under 15. 1,500 metres. It's Mercy Nathaniel out to the front. Emma Nielsen now up into second place. A little bit of pushing and shoving as they come around. No major moves yet though. Madeline Laven from Victoria also making a move up onto the shoulder of Nathaniel. So it's Nathaniel, Laven and Nielsen as they work their way around down into the back straight. Enjoy that tailwind before they head into the last 100 metres. It's Nathaniel and Laven. They're pulling away from the rest of the field. Nielsen there as well. It looks like Goldsworthy. But it's a big stride out here. They're pushing from 250 metres to go, shoulder to shoulder. Nathaniel on the inside, Laven on the outside. 200 metres left. And these girls really going for it from a long way from home. It looks like Jessica McManus there from South Australia has moved up into 3rd place at the moment. But Laven now, she's pushed in front of Nathaniel and she's striding away with the wind. 100 metres to go here in this under 15 timed final. And she's pulling away from the field here. She is working hard down this home straight. She's going for a big time. And she's going to take line on us here. 4:48.35. Nathaniel's going to cross the line in 2nd place with Jessica McManus. And that looks like Indigo Lind crossing the line 4th. So 4:48.34. 4:51, 43, and 4:52.37. So Madeline Laven, Nathaniel second, and Jesse McManus in third. And I apologise for whatever I was saying before. These are timed finals, so it'd be silly to have progressions on them because they're timed finals. So those times are important. So Laven currently sitting in the gold medal position, 4:48.34. Mercy Nathaniel, 4:51.43. And Jessica McManus, 4:52.37. So those are the times that need to get beat in this next race. They are seeded, so the top 12 athletes will be in the A race, or the second of two timed finals here. Bar up to 4.30 here in the pole vault. First attempt. Just hitting it with a foot there, unfortunately. As we make our way back to the second of two timed finals, the highest seeded athletes. So 12 starters in this race. Looks like we have a full field here. So watch for these athletes to really push the pace. They know what time they need to do to get the medals. We'll go from the inside in 1, Amy Bunnage from Victoria. 2, Isabella Hart, Queensland. In 3, Sophie Coltish, Victoria. In 5, Neve Tabbitt. In 4, from Victoria. In 5, Queensland, Tia Cash. In 6, Sienna Hanna-Carey from WA. In 7, from Tasmania, Ella Atkins. In 8, from New South Wales, Ada Rand. 9, from Queensland, Emma Bible. In 10, from Victoria, Bianca Croucher. In 11, from Queensland, Heidi Noon. And in 12, from Queensland, Molly Sill. So as they come around the home straight, it is Amy Bunnage out in front. And that looks like Sophie Coltish and Ada Rand. Times to beat, 4:48.34 for the gold, 4:51.43 for silver, and 4:52.37 for bronze. So still Bunnage in front from Coltish, Rand on the inside, Isabella Hart. These are timed finals, so it is just the fastest times. They have been seeded. Emma Bible now moving up into the pack there. And Hanna-Carey in the WA kit on the outside, also making moves. They really need to turn on the pace, though. We'll see what they go through. First heat went through 2:37 through 800 metres. We'll catch them in a lap to see if they're on target. Still Amy Bunnage. Hanna-Carey, though, on her shoulder. The WA athlete. Ada Rand still in the picture, and Isabella Hart right on the rail. We are starting to lose a couple of these athletes as the pace starts to heat up. For the first 600 metres there. Still Bunnage, Hanna-Carey, Rand, Hart, Bible's in the picture as well. There's a few more Victorians there, tucked in the right on the rail. Anyone's race at the moment, but Bunnage, plenty of control here. Hanna-Carey, Hart, Rand, Bible. And that's Tabbitt on the rail, just behind hers, Coltish. They should be easily in front of that first of our timed finals. We'll catch them as they come around through this first 800 metres, about 10 seconds faster there, 2:28.71, so about 9 seconds quicker. Still Bunnage out in front. Hart now starting to stride out. They're going single file now down the back straight. So it's Bunnage, Hart, Hannah Carey, Bible, and Tabit. And these 5 athletes have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Rand trying to close that gap. Bunnage working hard from the front, doing all the dirty work. And they enter the home straight for the penultimate time here. It's still Bunnage out in front. We'll see if she can keep her spot there as they come around to get the bell. Hart and Bible. Tabit now moving up into 4th place. Hannah Carey just fading off the picture there. It looks like Ella Atkins from Tasmania now moving up into the picture. But it's Bunnage, Hart, Bible, Tabit, Atkins, and Hannah Carey. With 1 lap to go, they've got the bell. Bunnage is led from the gun. And they're going to hit that back straight. Tabit making some moves there from 4th place. Bible just in front of her. And it's Hart on Bunnage. Hart moving up past Bunnage, but she's responding. But here comes Tabit and Bible. 250 metres to go in this under 15, a second of 2 timed finals. And as they get around with 200 metres to go, it's Hart and Tabit, shoulder to shoulder. Hart on the inside, Tabit on the outside in Victorian colours. Emma Bible still there as well as Bunnage. It's going to be Isabella Hart, though, on the rail. She's going to lead this field into the home straight. It's going to be a huge battle here. I think this is where the medals are going to come from. Hart out in front, Bunnage, Tabit and Bible. Bible's up into 3rd place. Hart there's fighting hard. Bunnage led all the way. And she's trying to find a little bit extra here in this last 50 metres. But Isabella Hart striding away. Too strong over the later stages. She's going to take the win from Bunnage and Bible. 4:34.45, your unofficial winning time. Tabit, and a good finish there from Molly Sewell. Atkins crossing the line from Hannah Carey. All dipping under the winning time from the first heat there. So the gold medals will come from the second of our time finals. Hart, Bunnage, and Bible. Your first 3 in this girls under 15, 1,500 metres. Just too strong. A lot of work out the front from Bunnage. Did well to keep herself in the picture after leading the train in that race. But Hart bided her time and did enough to take the win. Very strong. And Bible holding on for that 3rd place. Arms up for the victory there. Back onto that pole vault. Maxwell Jones, 4 metres 01. He's coming with his seed jump. And the bar's like 4 metres 30 at the moment. Now this race is a straight final here. The under 15s, 1,500 metres, 16 athletes in this field. So it's all on the line here. We'll go through the list once the gun goes here. The meet record, 4:10.86, Joshua Atkinson. And the national record, 3:53.70 by Tyson Mann back in 2002. So we're running 16 athletes here. Hip number 1 from Queensland, Cooper Johnson. In 2 from Victoria, Kane Marriott. 3 from Queensland, Jonas Forbes-Schultz. In 4 from Victoria, Wolfgang Kotrana-Messi. In 5 from New South Wales, Joshua Hewitt. 6 from SA, Jonathan Harris. In 7 from New South Wales, Nathan Stanmore. In 8 from South Australia, Torben Roberts. In 9 from WA, Caden Barnett. 10 from Tasmania, Tom Winkle. In 11 from the ACT, Isaac Sloan. In 12 from Victoria, Matthew Venner. In 13 from Victoria, Spencer Storen. In 14 from Victoria, Alexander Angus. In 15 from WA, Cooper Notley. And in 16 from New South Wales, Michael King. That's Kotrana-Messi there with the lead at the moment. Cooper Johnson just tucked in behind him, and Tom Winkle. This is a straight final, so these athletes want to get out in front. And Kotrana-Messi is looking comfortable at the moment, leading this field. through the first 300 metres of this final. Already pulling the pace out at the moment. So it's Cotran and Messi, Johnson and Winkle. We've always got a pack of 6 there at the moment, but they are strung out a good 1 to 2 metres between them. And they've separated themselves from the rest of the pack. So they've gone through 500 metres. Cotran and Messi out the front looking very comfortable. Pace probably just slowing down a little bit. They don't want to let that group join in though, as they come into the home straight. No second race, so this is where the medals will be won. That's the Messi really pulling away from the field here. They've let the rest come back, but Messi's pulling away. He's almost got a good 10-metre lead here with 2 laps to go. Cooper Johnson there out in front from Winkle. Michael King now up into the picture, as well as Nathan Stanmore and Joshua Hewitt. But it's Cotran and Messi with a very handy lead here. He's going to go through 800 metres, just a tick over 2:14 there, 2:14.63. His 800-metre split. And now Michael King up into second place. Winkle still in there, as well as the other New South Wales athletes. That looks like Stanmore. And we'll see who can make their moves. Joshua Hewitt also in the picture. Michael King, though, is closing that gap and he's trying to chase it down. 600 metres left in this under 15 boys 1,500-metre final. We'll see if this work from Michael King can close the gap here. Cotran and Messi has been out in front the entire race. It looks like King, Hewitt, and Stanmore and Winkle, your first 5. We'll see who can make the move here with 450 metres to go. Cotran and Messi still looking quite comfortable, but he gets the bell there. 3:09, it's King, Stanmore, Hewitt and Winkle. The minor medals are still up for grabs in this race. Kane Marriott from Victoria, as well as Alexander Angus in your 6th and 7th position. But Cotran and Messi, with 300 metres to go, has extended that lead. King, Stanmore, Hewitt and Winkle in those minor positions. King still holding on for that silver medal, and Stanmore. But Hewitt now has made a move up the inside. The shorter athlete's cutting up on the rail there. He's up on the shoulder of Stanmore. Cotran and Messi still with a good 15-metre lead, but here they go. Stanmore and Hewitt splitting Michael King as they come around with 150 metres to go. It's Cotran and Messi out in front, but the big battles for those minor places. Looks like maybe Marriott made a move right from back there, and he's going to fly around the outside. Cotran and Messi's going to lead into the home straight. But Hewitt, Stanmore, King, Winkle. Winkle's moved up into second place. Cotran and Messi hold on, but here comes another Victorian on the outside. There's another one flashing home very late. He's almost gone from 8th position. Cotran and Messi's holding on. Winkle's there as well. And a huge finish there from number 12, Matthew Venner. I think he's just stolen the bronze medal from the field. What a finish there from the back there. We'll need to see a replay of that one. Huge finish. Cotran and Messi strong from the start, but Matthew Venner flashing home to snag himself a bonus medal. But Wolfgang Cotran and Messi way too strong then. Here it is on the outside. Winkle having a great battle, but Venner stealing the bronze. We'll have to wait and see that finish there. And it looks like Matthew Venner did take it. 1/100th of a second from Spencer Storen, 4:16.96 and 4:16.97. But won't fault Wolfgang Cotran and Messi taking out the gold medal in that men's under 15 1,500-metre final. Morgan Miller from Queensland there. Getting his second round shot out. There it is on the Coles replay. We'll wait and see if that one pops up on the scoreboard for the distance. Looks like 14.75 for Morgan Miller. This is the under-16 shot put. He's coming in with a seed throw of 13.98, so unfortunately just got a young New South Wales fella standing right in front of the board, so it's kind of tough to really see what it says there, but if it's a 13.75 or a 14.75, either way, good throwing.
So we're underway here in this under-16 women's 1,500 metre final, so massive field here in this one. I'll run through your lineup via hip number. So wearing hip number 1 will be Ruby Madden from New South Wales. 2, Kayla Vanderlyn from Western Australian. 3 will be Ella Fisher from Victoria. 4, Megan Dixon from Victoria. 5 will be Matisse Gamlin from Queensland. 6, Amelie Sun from New South Wales. 7, Bridget McCormack from Queensland. 8, Monique Goldsworthy from Victoria. 9, Jessica Zonveld from Queensland. 10 will be Yasmin Doherty, also from Queensland. 11, Lucinda Rourke from Victoria. 12, Ashley Pernica from New South Wales. 13, Hayley Lynch from Queensland. 14, Abby Butler from Tasmania. 15, Sasha Thomas from Queensland. 6, Astrid Smythe from ACT. 17, Hannah Yosef from Western Australia. 18, Molly Cook from South Australia. 19, Grace Reed from the ACT. And rounding out this midfield will be Phoebe Dickerson from South Australia.
Whew. What a huge field in this one. It's a big race, and obviously quite popular for the young girls in this distance.
So it's one of those instances where...
Fantastic. There's a 21 out there, and we've only got 20 on our
Oh,
start
there you
list.
go.
Of course, 21 just happens to be winning as well.
Exactly. So we'll try and find out exactly who that athlete is. Currently, we don't... So...
As they come around into the home straight here, they'll get 2 laps to go when they cross the line. So it's Amy Partridge in the lead from Kayla Vanderlyn. Vanderlyn heads into the lead. Lucinda Rourke on her outside, and Matisse Gamlin making a big move.
So, as you said, Matt, Partridge, Van der Linden, Rourke, Lynch. We've got Gamlin, Goldsworthy, Dixon, and also Zonveld. They are the top ones currently at the moment. Van der Linden from West Australia currently leading this field.
Yeah, came in with the fastest seed time, 4:26.50. The meet record, 4:25.34. Brooke Simpson back in 2002. Lucinda Rourke coming with a seed time of 4:27.50. So it's going to be close between those athletes. A lot of athletes in the low 4:30s as well. Yeah. So they'll be in the mix here in a fast race. That's Vanderlyn down in front. Matisse Gamlin just behind her. The taller figure from Queensland. Rourke on the rail as well. And we've got another Victorian just poking her nose onto the outside. That looks like Monique Goldsworthy. But Gamlin now into the lead as they get the bell. Goldsworthy, Rourke and Vanderlyn. A bit of push and shoving. You can't run through a gap that's not there. And so Rourke on the outside. She's making a big move from home. Vanderlyn's trying to chase her down. Gamlin's still there in the picture in the middle, splitting the Victorian and the WA athlete. But with 300 metres to go, it's Rourke, Gamlin and Vanderlyn.
Yeah, what a strong move there by Rourke. She couldn't make her way through initially at the belt, but she got herself around running in lane 2 and 3 to try and get herself into the lead. And she's done a great job, and she's leading the charge in this field. 200 metres to go. So it is Rourke, Van der Linden and Gamlin. They are the top 3. They're trying to chase down Rourke, but what a strong move it was. She made her intentions clear with 400 metres to go. She heard the bell and she's like, it's time to run. I want this title. When she comes into the straight in the lead, she's got about a 15-metre gap over Gamlin. Gamlin's still trying to push hard, as is Van der Linden. But this is going to be Rourke's race. She's going to run away with this one. Brilliant move from the bell lap. Gamlin will be second. It's going to be close for third, but Van der Linden, she'll hold on.
Oh,
but what a run by Rourke.
Right at the end there, but it's like she just had another gear. Threw the jetpack on with 300 metres to go and just tore away from everyone.
Yeah, so she was that athlete trying to poke through the gap that definitely wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
And she made her way around. She had to go out into lane 3 at one point to try and get around the rest of the field. And then from there, yeah, put the afterburners on and said, see you later, try and catch me.
They couldn't.
No, they couldn't.
Strong running there from Rourke of Victoria. Gamlin.
And that's way to win a race, you know, when the rest of the field's sort of just sitting back a little bit, they're not, you know, sort of paying too much of attention. As you see here, she tries to get through and she's like, well, you're not going to let me through that gap. I'll go all the way around, straight into the lead, and it was see you later from there. Good night.
From 4th at the bell to a 30-metre victory, or 20-metre victory. Awesome running there from the Victorian.
Be interesting to see the final 4 split on that.
And Van der Linden just holding on there for that 3rd place. As we get to our shot put. Hadi El Shabagi, getting a big throw out there. He's coming in with a seed distance of 15.31. And it looks like Jack Greaves just knocked out a 16-metre throw just before him, which would definitely improve on his 15.30 that he came in. Darcy Miller will be next into the circle. Darcy, the only athlete with a 17-metre throw under his belt. 17.03 seed throw. He's come in. He looks like one of the tallest athletes out there. 15.29 for El Shabagi. Oh, that's a huge throw from Darcy Miller from South Australia. The meet record, 20.64. And the national record, Damien Birkenhead. Who else could it be?
Then the Green Hulk himself.
Oh, huge. I'm not sure what's happening there, if they gave him the red flag. They're having a bit of discussion in the circle at the moment. Maybe he just tickled the board with the toes as he came across, but they are having quite a little chat. I didn't see any flags. I was more impressed with the air time that he got under the put. Looks like they're still holding the mark though, so quite a few discussions. We jump back to Van Jans van Rensburg, 4:45, second attempt in this under 20 pole vault. This is where it gets, mentally tricky for an athlete like Zoya, who's, been out there for over an hour, not doing anything, and probably won't come in for another 50 centimetres.
And we saw this at the Australian All Schools, where he actually no-hided, because he was out there for so long. He'd gone to the hurdles, he'd run the hurdles, came back to the pole vault, tried to do that again, but it just wasn't there because, body's cooled down. He's been sitting out there for so long. He doesn't have the ability to be able to go back out there and do some practice jumps again. Yeah,
it's difficult. As we saw, Van Rensburg clearing 4:45, coming back away now with a new PB. 4:30 was his best, so he's added 15 centimetres to his best, and he'd be feeling pretty hot form right now.
Yeah, definitely, but obviously the form athlete in that field is obviously Zoya with his performance in Perth.
The national under 18 record holder almost took out the world under 18 best. You're going for the silver and the bronze there, I think.
Yeah, unless you
Yeah.
know, leaves a
Maybe
little
they
bit
could be
late,
throwing
comes
a bit of
into
banter to him, saying, "Oh, mate, it's pretty cold out here.
yeah.
I hope you don't know height, eh?" It's pretty rough banter. But you never know.
But it has happened.
Yeah.
It happened in Cairns. So it'll be interesting to see if Zoya, because the temperatures come down a little bit, whether he comes in a little earlier than normal, just to account for that.
So underway now. This is the one-off under 16, 1,500 metres. We've got 21 on our start list. We'll see if any surprise names pop up there. But Flynn Pumper in 1 from Queensland. Also Queensland, Matthew Hansen in 3 from ACT. Xavier Quispez in 4 from New South Wales. Rory Wiley, 5, Queensland. Lachlan Cornelius in 6 from Victoria. Mitchell Langbourne in 7 from Queensland. Brock War, 8 from WA. Riley Diggy in 9 from Queensland. Max Hooper in 10 from SA. Cody Parkinson in 11 from South Australia. Kale Mulholland, New South Wales. Kane Shield in 13 from Queensland. Chris Hayward, Matthias Forbes-Schultz in 14, and Oscar Cornelius from 15, all from Queensland. Luke Sin from Victoria. Finn Russell, Victoria. Jacob Leon from New South Wales. Asher Abil Noor from ACT. Anthony Giselli from WA. And Ethan Grills, number 21 from Victoria. Whew.
You did well.
Ah.
Another big field here.
See, when you've got a field of 21, you don't want to have a heat of 10 and a heat of 11 and effectively knock out 8 guys. Especially giving such a big program. A lot of these athletes likely to run an 8, maybe a 3K, maybe a steeple. You don't want to have to run more than they need to run.
Yeah, and if you can safely fit this many people into a field,
Yep.
Why not? I'm all for it.
With the under-16s, they're smaller bodies. You wouldn't put 21 in an open race.
No.
There would be chaos.
Yeah. Just the pace in the first 100 metres in an open race is just too hot to have that many starters off the front.
So Mitchell Langbourne leading this field at the moment with 2 laps to go. 850 on the rail, though. That's Brock War on the outside. Our South Australian looks like Cody Parkinson, and just off the back there, Kane Shields with Noor from the ACT sitting in 5th place at the moment. And I think Flynn Pumper there in 6th. But it's Langbourne from War and Parkinson. Hip numbers 6, 7. Parkinson now up onto the shoulder of War. Shields still in the picture. These guys really separating themselves from the pack there. As the Victorian Langbourne starts to come back through the back, and it's War, Parkinson, and now Shields finding themselves in the front 3 with 600 metres left in this final for the men's. Under 16, 1,500 metres. Meet record 3:57.01. Tom Palfrey. National record 3:53.70. Tyson Mann. So it's War, Parkinson, Shields from New South Wales in the back, and Langbourne. He hasn't gone away though. He's still in this picture. They're into the home straight for the second last time.
So as you said, it is Langbourne. Starts to make a little bit of a move. He goes to the front. Parkinson from South Australia. He responds, as does Shields. War starting to drop off a little bit. He needs to stay on the back of this lead group. A little bit of a shove there. As the South Australian, Parkinson moves around Langbourne. Langbourne needs to respond, but it looks like he's dropping off this one. So this turns to a race in the 3 unless Langbourne can find an extra gear to get himself back up onto this field. So Parkinson, followed by Shields and also War. But it is Parkinson and Shields as they go with 200 metres to run. They've made a break on War and Langbourne. Those two won't be in the hunt for the gold medal here. It's going to be Parkinson and Shields. Shields starts to come at Parkinson. Parkinson responds. The South Australian, he's moving away from Shields. Shields is trying to fight at Parkinson. He's going to be too strong in this one. He's going to be too good. And he's going to take the under-16 national title here. A fight on here for 3rd.
Flynn
It's going to be Pumper. Pumper comes out of nowhere. So he'll take home the bronze, but Parkinson and Shields, they'll be 1, 2. But what a run by the South Australian to take home the title.
Yeah, these boys really throwing it all on the line here. You can see the field stretch out with a straight final like this, such a big gap in this field here, but we're almost got all our athletes crossing the line now. Parkinson, 4:02.86. Shields, like 4:04 there. Some great running, but Parkinson way too strong. The lead changing a lot of times in that last lap, even just the lap before with all four of them there. But Flynn Pumper, he's 5th in coming into the home straight, and he finds himself up into 3rd place. A brilliant finish there, just off the camera. But that shows how hard Shields and Parkinson were working to get themselves so far in front.
Yeah. And I'd say it was the move by Langborn early with the Bell Lab. He looked good, he looked strong, he went to the front of the field, but within 100 metres, Parkinson and Shield just came over the top of him, and he didn't really have too much to respond with after that. And from there, it was shut out from those two athletes. And as you said, Pumper.
Yeah, flying home. A bit of a shush from Parkinson there. I don't know if he's shushing all the haters out in the crowd. I'm not sure what that was for, but Jens van Rensburg, 4:55 the bar now in this pole vault. Just having a sneak peek. Unfortunately getting the red flag for that one, but obviously these athletes, the younger ones, they do see their heroes and idols, how they celebrate when they cross the line. I know Luke Matthews has dropped the shush. Not sure who Parkinson is shushing at the moment, but
well, definitely nice to us.
Maybe his mum said, look, if you don't win, you have to, empty the dishwasher for a week. And he was like, shh,
hey, Mum, shh.
Now I don't have to. I'm not sure, that's obviously just a guess, but
It's a strong guess.
I think so. I think that's definitely what it is. It's like, Mum, I don't have to clean my room now. Shh. Nikolai Simmons on the runway in this pole vault. His first attempt at 4:55. Oh, he's way clear there in that first attempt. Oh, 155. No good there in that attempt. Big field here in that under-16 girls high jump. That's all happening down this end here. We've got the under-16 boys shot put, some javelin going on, and under-16 girls high jump. So it's all happening at the northern end, southern end. Oh, I never know. Finish line end, that works. And a good clearance there in this. Jens van Rensburg now again on the runway. And a great clearance there from Jens van Rensburg. He's added 25 centimetres to his best there. Second attempt in that pole vault. And he's absolutely pumped out there. And as you can see there, that wide angle shot, it's all happening there. Clearance from the Queenslander at 155. And javelin in the early stages of their warm-ups. And that looks like Hadi El Shabagi coming in for his third round throw. This boy's under 16 shot put. looks like a better throw from the Victorian. Now, I think they're probably being a bit deceptive at the moment because they might be in the 4th round. Normally it would be Darcy Miller up next, but he's just sitting down on the edge of the bench there. So they might have redone the order and haven't updated. The 15.52 there for El Shabagi. I'm not sure who it is, 4th round. There we go. So the order's all out of the place. Nikolai Simmons, clear at 4.55. Oh, good put out there. So not only do the pole vaulters and the high jumpers, now it's all field events only require 1 bib. Not sure why the throwers need 1 bib. They're obviously not making marks anywhere else, but 4.65 meters here in the pole vault. No, achieving new heights now. Bryce Nolan now in the circle, and it looks like Alexander Sharla will be up next. No, he didn't like that one, stepping out the front of the circle. Didn't want that mark next to his name. So Sharla in next, and it looks like Darcy Miller will round out this reverse order last 3 rounds.
So he gives it the yell. So good put there by Sharla. So we go to an ad break.
At Coles, we're proud to be a major partner of Athletics Australia and Little Athletics Australia. To celebrate the partnership, we're donating millions of bananas to Aussie athletes and providing equipment grants to Little Athletics centres across the country. They're just some of the ways that we're helping support Australian athletes run, jump, throw and grow this season. Good things are happening at Coles.
So obviously there, 2 major sponsors here, the 2019 Australian Track and Field Championships, Coles and BLK. It's good to have companies like those on board here to support us and help make these championships one to remember. So Miller, pumped by that one. It's big. It's big from the South Australian. So Miller's come in with a 13.98 seed, and that's well beyond the 13.98. He He's pumped. So we'll wait for the result to be turned on the board. But I think he's put himself up into the medal. 17.25. What a throw by the South Australian. So he's knocking on the door of the gold medal right there with that throw. So these other athletes are going to have to try and respond now. See the New South Wales athlete Greaves, but unfortunately the red flag goes up, so he will not improve his position here in this shot put. It's unfortunate because another big throw by New South Wales athlete. So that looks like it concludes that under 16 men's shot put. So we'll try and bring you those results as soon as we get them. But Miller from South Australia, he looked pretty happy, so that may have moved him up into the gold medal position. We'll try and confirm. 17.25 from the South Australian on the 6th and final attempt. That's the way to do it here, the Australian Championships. Perform at your best when it counts. As we see your lineup for the under 16 para women's 1500 metres. So Faith Walton-Bate from Queensland, she'll be hip number 1. Sabella Wharton from New South Wales, she'll be 2. Layla Sharp, a New South Wales athlete, will be hip number 3. Number 4 will be Amelia Leslie from the ACT. And rounding out that field will be Indiana Cooper from New South Wales, who will wear hip number 5. So looks like we have 5 starters here in this one. Walton-Bate being a T20 athlete. Wharton, T37. Sharp, T13. Leslie, T1. And Cooper, the T38. So as every athlete in this field is a different classification, we won't be able to determine the winners of the medals once they cross the line. We'll have to wait for those results to be inputted into the MDS system. So these athletes will be running for times, all important times. Almost turns it into a bit of a time trial, because just because someone's behind you doesn't mean you're going to beat them in the final standings. So the pace will be on early, I'm sure. As the athletes are just being introduced here in the stadium by the great man Maury Plant. It's good to have him here. Obviously, people at home can't hear him, but if you make your way out to Sydney Olympic Park Athletics Centre, you'll be able to hear the dulcet tones of the one Maury Plant and see some great action here. Obviously, we like having you tuning into the live stream, but we'd also love to have you out here in person to see the action live right in front of you on the track. So we're underway in this one. So strong start by Walton-Bate. We've got an extra starter out there, so I'll try and bring it. It looks like it's Courtney Wiebeck from New South Wales, wearing hip number 7. So it looks like she's taken over the lead here from Walton Bate. So it is Wiebeck from Walton Bate, followed by, it looks like, could be Layla Sharp out there. As we said, these athletes running for times at the moment. Places are irrelevant across the line, because these performances will be inputted into the MDS. But Wiebeck doing a great job off the front at the moment. Walton Bate trying to stay with her at the moment as they come into the straight. So once they cross through the line, we'll be able to give you an updated position list. So it is Courtney Wiebeck off the front, followed by Walton Bate. And that is Layla Sharp, New South Wales athlete. She's currently in 3rd position in this under-16 women's para 1500. Here comes the ACT athlete, Leslie. She's currently in 4th position on the track. And then there's Cooper. Also Wharton as well. So that's the current order out there. Wiebeck still doing a great job off the front. Walton Bate holding with her. Sharp starting to make a little bit of move on Walton Bate down the back straight. She's made up a little bit of that gap. So she's got something to chase. She knows she needs to get up to the shoulder of Walton Bate if she wants to find herself on that podium. So she needs to use these athletes to spur herself on. Sharp being the T13 athlete. It's a vision impairment.
I'll be back.
So as we see them come down the front straight, so Wiebeck currently the leader in this race. So Wiebeck is actually the under-20 athlete. So there's 2 races out there, the under-20 and the under-16s. So Wiebeck currently leading the under-20s, which means Walton Bate will be leading that under-16s. Sharp trying to chase her down now. She's made up a lot more of that gap. It's down to about 10 metres, got up to around that 25-metre mark. So she's had a good lap there, made up about 15 metres on that one. So Sharp is looking good in this one. Can she make her way up to the shoulder of Walton Bate and challenge for the first position here in this under-16 women's para 1500? So you see them go down the back straight. Still Wiebeck in the lead in the under-20s. And then we go back about 30 metres to Walton Bate and Sharp. And Sharp still closing in on Walton Bate. The rest of the athletes are coming across the line and receiving the bell. So that's Leslie, Cooper and Wharton. But the battle is at the front. Wiebeck looks like she's got this 20s wrapped up. She's looking good. She's well in front of the rest of the field. Walton Bate starts to find a little bit more. Sharp still there. So we see Wiebeck come into the straight. She's found a little bit of extra gas. She's put the foot down. She's sprint finished through to the line. She'll take line honours and also the gold medal in that 20s. As we see Sharp, she goes past Walton Bate. And she's running down this home straight with some speed. She can see the finish line. Amazing sprint finish there by Sharp. She'll take line honours in that 16. She's posted a time. It's going to be challenging to beat. Walton Bate, she'll be second across the line. Also posting a good time. So those two athletes in the box seat to try and take home this gold medal. As we turn our attention back to the rest of the field. So it's Wharton, Leslie and Cooper. Cooper in the lead in that field. Behind her, Leslie and Wharton. They're battling it out. They know it's for times. They know they need to get across the line. Leslie starts to come at Cooper. She's going to get it just on the line. Leslie will take the line honours in that battle, followed by Cooper and Wharton. So these athletes have put everything out on the track, trying to chase down those medals. There's no doubting the winner in the 20s, Courtney Wiebeck. She looks pretty happy with that one. So good running there from the 16s and the 20 para women's 1500 metre athletes. As we go to the field again, Bell from South Australia rips one out there. So that's up around the 50 metre mark. So the next event up onto the track will be a combined event again. The under 16 and the under 20 men's para 1500 metre final. So there's the starters in the 16s. And then now up on your screen is the starters for the 20s. And we'll run through them by hip order in the 16s. So hip number 1 will be Matthew Ngesa from New South Wales as we're underway in this one. Aaron Houston in 2 from New South Wales. Angus Hinksman 3 from South Australia. Joshua Fenley from New South Wales with hip number 4. And then through to the under 20s. Anton Bessling from New Zealand in 5. Kyle Willis, Queenslander in 6. Benjamin Sade, New South Wales in 7. Raynor Keane from Western Australia in 8. Guy Harrison, the New Zealander, in 9. Daniel Bouncy, Queenslander in 10. Jerome Etteridge, New South Wales 11. Matthew Gorry, Queenslander in 12. And rounding out this field, representing New South Wales, is James Tirado. So we'll try and keep an eye between the two age groups, see if we can keep these up to date. So it is Bounty, the Queenslander, currently in the lead, followed by Gorey, and another Queenslander in Willis, and then Houston, New South Wales athlete. So currently the order on the track, it was Bounty, Gorey, Willis, and Houston. Those first 3 athletes being 20s, with Houston being in the 16s. So this could get a little confusing at times, but we'll try and keep up. So it's Queensland 1, 2, 3 at the moment. It looks like Tirado made his move. He's another 20 athlete from New South Wales. He's in 4th. So this field is spread out now. Still Bounty off the front. Gorey in 2nd, followed by Willis, then Tirado. Bessling, the West Australian, he's there. Houston, Also Hinksman. So Hinksman and Houston fighting it out for that 16s. So they move down the back straight. Still Queensland 1, 2, 3. Torado trying to change that. Back from there, it is the South Australian in Hinksman. He's making a move along with Houston, the two 16 athletes. So they're battling it out. I'm sure they know each other very well. They'll know what's needed to be done in order to try and take home the title here at the Australian Track and Field Championships. So Bounty, T38 athlete, still in the lead. He'll come down and receive the bell. Torado, he moves into second position on the track now. The T13 athlete, he's gone past Gorry. And here comes the two under-16 athletes, Houston and Hinksman. So 1 lap to go, 400 metres will determine who's going to take home the title here in the under-16 and under-20 men's para 1500 metre final. Bounty moves down the back straight. He's led this one from start to finish. He's time trialling this one out in front. He wants to post that time to ensure that he takes home the gold medal. He doesn't want just line honours, he wants the gold medal as well. Houston and Hinksman, they've moved themselves into second and third position on the track. They've gone past Torado and Gorry, the older athletes. So it's the under-16 athletes showing the way at the moment. As Bounty comes into the straight, he's only got 80 metres to run. He can see the finish line and he charges home. But it's Hinksman and Houston, the two 16 athletes, toe for toe, stride for stride. As they come down, who's going to take the line honours in this 16s? It's going to be Houston, followed by Hinksman. Torado across the line now, followed by Gorry. Here comes Ederidge, New South Wales athlete. Bestling and also Willis from Queensland. As we see Keane from Western Australia coming through now, trying to push towards the line. He's given it everything. Good run by the West Australian. But Bounty has definitely put himself in the box seat to try and take home this gold medal with line honours. And here comes Fenley, the New South Wales athlete, pushing strong through to the line. And also Harrison, the New Zealander. He's made the trip across the waters to come and compete here at the Australian Track and Field Championships. And he's competed admirably. So there's Ngesa. Still pushing through. He's definitely not out of the hunt for medals here. So he needs to make sure he works his way all the way through to the line. So he came in with a seed of 650. He's going to surpass that. He's going to smash it. What a run there by Ngesa. Just stops the clock. So what a run there by Matthew Ngesa from New South Wales, smashing his seed performance of 650, running around that 638 mark. There's Bounty, a replay of him crossing a line, followed by Houston and Hinksman. It was an epic battle between those two. Hinksman's pretty happy with that one. He puts the fingers up in celebration. These athletes have given it their all. There's no backing off as you're coming down the straight. Every second counts. So there's your lineup for this under 20 men's 1500 metres. So quickly jumping back to the pole vault. So we're underway, and we'll bring you a lineup again via hip number. So it's Callum Burns from the ACT, 1, James Bartholomaeus also from the ACT, 2, Kang Noak from Victoria, 3, Callum Lang, 4, the New South Wales athlete, Luke Burrows from Western Australia, 5, Duncan Miller from the ACT in 6, William Lewis from Victoria in 7, James Seal from New South Wales in 8, and Oliver Bedaik from the ACT in 9. So 4 ACT athletes out there. Good chance of medals coming from those athletes. Duncan Miller, former national junior medalist. He's out there currently in 3rd position on the track. But it's Lewis, the Victorian, followed by Seal, and then Miller. They're the first 3. Watch for Kang Noak, the Victorian. He's run fast before. He's one of the sub 4-minute guys out there. So Lewis is coming in with a seed of 3:48.72, so he'll be the fastest in the field. Miller will be the other one, followed by Noak and Lang. So we'll see how this race pans out. Bit of a train developing here in this one, so the pace is up. Lewis is dictating that one. He's not going to let this one come down to a sprint finish. So Lewis from Seal. Now Lang starts to make his presence felt. There's Miller, Noak, and also Burrows from Western Australia. ACT athletes, 3 of them are up there, Bartholomaeus and also Burns. So this is anyone's race still. Lewis is doing a lot of work off the front. Is that going to be a telling factor here in this race? The others are just patiently sitting behind him, letting him work into those wins as they take the ride around here at the famous blue track at the Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Centre. A famous venue, has produced some famous races, and is this going to be another one? As they come into the straight for the second last time, Noak starts to move his way around the outside of the field. He wants to get himself into a good position, so Lewis still off the front. The New South Wales athletes in Lang and also Seal, they're there. Burrows from Western Australia, he goes out into lane 2, trying to get around the pack. Miller's still there from the ACT. So we've got a bunch of 6 athletes here, all wanting to take home this gold medal. It's Lewis off the front. Seal starts to make his move, he goes past him. Can Lewis respond? Noak's there. Miller starts to make his way through the middle of the pack, trying to get through the gap. As they come around with 1:50 to go. Seal's off the front. Miller starts to come up now, as does Lewis and Noak. They're the 4. So Seal has a look around, looks to see where the others are. As they ease up, cross the line, Seal take the win, followed by Miller and Lewis. So just a heat in that one. So one of 2 heats. Sorry, I got a little excited. For some reason, I was just in the finals mode. I thought this was a final. I was getting a little excited. It wasn't until a lap to go that I realised, hey, Ben, it's just a heat. Settle down.
I know, we've had so many good 1,500 metre finals. You're just in the mode. You're in the zone.
I was in the zone. I was in the zone. I'm just excited for the finals.
And it's only day one.
It is only day one.
Oh.
But 1,500 metre finals, it's exciting racing. So, sorry if I confused any of our viewers back home, thinking, hey, my friend's not out there, what's going on? This isn't the final. It's not. Don't worry, they're coming up in the next heat. So, we see on our screen now, that's Zoya. So he missed his first attempt as he came in. So the pressure starts to mount a little bit. He's at 5:05, so he's not like he's going easy. He's come in at a fairly high height, and he's risking it for the biscuit. So as we see, Zoya takes off down the runway. Second attempt at 5:05. Oh, well clear. Easy as you like. There was no worries. There was no worries. Trying to build suspense, but really, quality athlete.
That was at least a 5:30 metre clearance as well.
Yeah, yeah, super easy.
Yeah, he's looking comfortable there. We'll see where the bar goes next. So there's our next heat start list on your screen for Heat 2, the men's under 20, 1,500 metres. So this is one of the ones where you would have thought, you know, maybe they could have gone a straight final. 2 heats of 9 makes it difficult, but, you know, a couple of guys out there getting 2 runs. So 9 athletes in this race. Hip number 1 from Victoria, Ben Lloyd. In 2 from the ACT, Lachlan Donoghue. 3 from Queensland, Alexander Stitt. In 4 from WA, Kieran Tibbles. In 5, Tasmania, Samuel Field. 6 from Queensland, Will Morris. From New Zealand, Noel McDermott. In 8 from New South Wales, Finlay McPhillips. And 9, Elliot Metcalf, also from New South Wales. And that's Alexander Stitt out in front at the moment. Grabbed himself a new 3-second faster PB at the Queensland Track Classic last weekend. So he's finding some form coming in. Meet record 3:45.49 by Lockie Chisholm in 1999. National record 3:37.24, Ryan Gregson, done on this track. So that's Stitt. Elliot Metcalf, though, working away around the outside. Kieran Tibbles there from the WA with our Queenslander Will Morris and Lachlan Donoghue back there. But it's Metcalf, Stitt, Tibbles, Morris, and that looks like Samuel Field from Tasmania. He's one of a few sub 350 athletes. Field and Metcalf both sub 350 for these races. So still Metcalf and Stitt, Tibbles, Morris, Field, and that looks like our New Zealand fella in 6th place at the moment. Comfortable pacing. You would think first 4, next 4. So, well, I did mention this earlier though, and I was tricked by the finals. With Metcalf, Stitt, Tibbles now, Morris, the New Zealander McDermott, Field, and then Finlay McPhillips. Now ACT and Victoria athletes there. Donoghue and Lloyd rounding out your 9. Still Metcalf though out in front, looking comfortable. 2:13.95 through 800 metres. Stitt, Morris now back up into third place. McDermott, Tibbles, Field, and McPhillips. So there's 7 athletes there out in front. Anyone could find themselves in those automatic qualifying positions, but still Metcalf right out in front, tailed by 2 Queenslanders and the New Zealander. And they're coming to the home straight for the second last time in this under-20 men's 1,500 metre heat. 2 of 2. So Metcalf, Stitt, Morris, McDermott, Tibbles, Field, and McPhillips. As they get the bell just to tick over 3 minutes. This is where we need to make some moves if they want to get that big Q next to their name in the results. No major moves yet, though, with 300 metres to go. Metcalf still controlling the pace here. Field now making his way around Tibbles and up onto the shoulder of McDermott. They are starting to tighten up, though, as they go down the back straight. The gaps are changing. Tibbles now around the outside of McDermott, coming up close. Here comes Morris, making a big move with 250 metres to go. And there goes Field as well. Stitt and Tibbles responding, though, and they're really winding it up there. Metcalf going backwards at the moment as they come into the home straight. It's Sam Field with a good lead, looking comfortable. Morris on the rail, followed by Stitt on the outside of Tibbles. And there's your 4 athletes at the moment. And they're pulling away from McDermott and Metcalf. Tibbles coming home hard, but Field is looking really comfortable out there, having a look around, checking it out. And your first 3, Morris easing up there. It's going to be Field, Tibbles, Stitt, and Morris with McDermott and Metcalf. 4:01.15, the unofficial winning time there. As McPhillips and then Donahue and Lloyd rounding out your finishes in the second of 2. Here's Sasha Zoya now, first attempt at 5 metres 30. This is live on our Athletics Australia live stream. No, just looking it out. Obviously not feeling it on the runway down there. He's coming off a PB at the Jandakot Airport Track Classic only 2 weeks ago. But there's your final. Sam Field from Tassie. Oh, so comfortable there. Tibbles and Stitt looking good with Morris, who made the big move at 200 metres to go. Still on the pitch of getting that auto qualifier. Well, what I'm going to assume is an auto qualifier. Plenty of beanbag action out there as well on the hills here. It's been threatening to rain all day. Thankfully, you know, staying clear. As you see our women's under-20 javelin throw. That's Hayes there on the runway. So just a tick over the Olivia Hayes coming with a 42.46. Unfortunately for us, the scoreboard's pointed towards the crowd, obviously much more important to the crowd. So we'll have to hopefully catch a sneaky spin. Yeah, Western Australian Katie Robinson.
So just getting a flat one in that. Obviously the tip has to have an intention of hitting first.
I think it was always intending it wanted to go first.
It wanted to, but it didn't quite get there in the end.
Big tailwind here too for the girls. Azoya on the top of the runway. Second attempt at 5 metres 30.
So good speed by Zoya. Takes off, stretches over, easy as you like. Putting on a clinic here in this under-20 men's pole vault final. So we see the replay of Zoya clearing the 5 meters 30.
And this will be interesting where he goes. So he added 5 centimetres to the national under-18 record in Perth. As we see, it looks like Lara Alevsky on the runway now. World Junior representative last year, won the national title. She went over to Tampere. So she's looking to defend her title here. Some tough work, though, especially with the likes of Liana Davidson, Jess Bell. Jess Bell leading the way here, 52.63, her best this season, not today.
But decent throw by the West Australian. It's getting out towards that 50-metre mark.
Yeah, 45.17, her best this year. Jamison Battistella, a multi-eventer. I hope I've got that right. 38.50, her best. And just at the pole vault, the classic move from pole vaulters when they decide to break records. They decide to do it by centimetres.
Yes.
Sasha's moved it up 1 centimetre to, not from the previous height, but he's gone to 5.41.
So
which would add 1 centimetre to his national under-18 record when he did 5.40 at the Jandakot Airport Track Classic. The meet record, 5 metres 50 by Curtis Marshall, but because it's under 20, that's why it's a little bit higher than his record.
Yeah. And someone who famously did this on the world stage. Now, I don't know whether she ever publicly came out and said it, but Elena Izabayeva was a classic one for just nudging the world record by a centimetre each time.
Well,
Sometimes she would go up there, just pull out the comp. I've done my centimetre world record. I'll take the...
I'll take my world record bonus.
I'll take the loot. Off I go. See you later. I'll see you at next comp, where I'll try and go a centimetre more. So it's funny, though. You look at it and go, how high could she have jumped if she attacked every competition to try and jump as high as she possibly could that comp without pulling after she broke the world record by that centimetre?
Yeah, 5.02, 5.03, 5.04, just adding a little bit each time. It's like if Bolt decided to go 9.72, 9.71, 9.70.
I can understand the motivation because back then a world record was worth 100,000 US.
Getting cash all the time.
So
why not? If you can make bank that way, let's have a dig.
there's motivation. But it does mean that she probably finished her career with a personal best height that probably wasn't as good as what she could actually achieve.
Yeah, it must get frustrating when you want to, you're in hot form, but you can't actually jump.
Yeah.
You decide to pull out and stop yourself from jumping your best.
So there's your start list for the under-15s. Race walk here, the 3K. This will be a combined race with the under-16s. So there'll be 2 sets of age groups out there. So Liam McLennan from Victoria in 1. Toby Wilkes, South Australian 2. Jesse Colfax, New South Wales in 3. Brennan Popshill from New South Wales in 4. Nikita Djordjevic from Victoria in 5. I apologise if I didn't pronounce that correctly. In 6 is Will Bottle from Tasmania. 7 is Harry Dundon from New South Wales. As we turn our attention to the under-16s, Raven Pider, New South Wales 8. Fraser Saunder from Victoria in 9. Chris Haywood from Queensland in 10. Archie Tebbett, New South Wales in 11. And Owen Costin, Victorian, will have hip number 12.
So here we go.
Back to the pole vault. This is Zoya. 1 centimetre on his national record. 5.41. He's up and over. Well over.
Whoa. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. PB and national under-18 record. And on the first attempt...
And this is huge.
Oh,
look at that.
Just give him 560.
That's 560 right
Give
there.
it to him.
And I was thinking, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking the meet record is Curtis Marshall's 550. Do you go 551?
Well, that's
Or do you just go, hey, let's go the national under-20 record at 570 and go 571?
Well, the world under-18 best is 555.
So
if
maybe
he jumps to
556.
So yeah, if he goes 556, which he had a couple of good cracks in Perth for it, I think that's what it's going to be. And that'll be the highest ever jumped by an under-18 athlete in the history of pole vault. It's not bad.
It's not a bad thing to walk away with.
And to think that he could keep going until the 31st of December this year to add a few more centimetres.
It's scary to think, isn't it?
It is.
Super scary.
And it's scary to think that we're going to see him in the... It's not even his age group.
No.
He can go and do the under-18s, which I think he might be doing. He's actually got a pretty handy program this week. He's doing a 2, he's doing a 1, he's doing the hurdles.
What'll be interesting to see is if we see him out in the open pole vault.
Well, I think he might be. He might not touch up a couple of his training partners. Especially if Curtis is out there jumping. Actually, Curtis he's off an 8-step run-up.
Okay.
So he'd be like, look, Curtis, remember that under-20 meet record you had? It's mine now. Oh, I can also keep going for another 3 years at it too. Just rub it in. So we'll wait and see what they move that bar up to. The walkers haven't gone off yet. They're towing the line now. And they are off in this walk. And a few siblings in this event. Chris Hayward, the younger brother of Katie Hayward, who did the world under-20 best in the 3K walk and is qualified for Doha with the 3rd best ever 20K walk by an Australian on her debut. And that's actually Chris Hayward there, really just pushing the pace very early in this 3,000 metre walk. So it's Hayward there in 10, currently leading the under-16s, and Harry Dundon from New South Wales, Toby Wilkes from South Australia coming out. So this is 2 races. You'll see them with a lot of numbers on themselves. They use the numbers to designate for our walks judges who is who. So it's just easy to write down a 3 than write down a Poppershill or a Colfax or a Wilkes or a Bottle. It's much quicker. So they use that system. Just keep my eye out on this pole vault to see what he's moved the bar up. He has moved it up to 556, Sasha Zoya, so we'll keep an eye on that. That'll be a world under-18 best. If he can clear that, 556, adding 1 centimetre to the performance, I think, by a young fella from Greece. So you might also see some of our staff riding around on a bike around the outside of the walk. So it is to collect cards, either yellow or reds, from the walks judges, and they'll display them on a board just to let them know, because obviously if you get too many reds, you will be disqualified. So it's to make sure they collect them, and there's plenty of walks judges out there. The chief walks judge down just before the finish line. So not only would this add 1 centimetre for Sasha Zoya to the world under-18 best, it would add 6 centimetres to the meet record held by Curtis Marshall. So as we're about 3 minutes into this race, they've gone 800 metres. Still Chris Hayward leading the under 16s. He's come in with the fastest seed time in that age. And Toby Wilkes, well faster than the other athletes in the under 15s. He'll be pushing for that meet record of 13:32 by Jesse Osborne. Sasha Zoya, top of his runway, world under 18 best if he can clear this. He's got 3 attempts. He doesn't have to do it right away. Let's see what he can do. Just having a good look at it at the moment. Obviously, he's only attempted this height, well now including that one 4 times in competition. He has added a centimetre to his personal best, as there's Wilkes on the outside from South Australia and Chris Hayward on the inside. Wilkes leading the under 15s and Hayward leading the under 16s. Wilkes, the younger of the athletes there, out in front at the moment. You've got about 1,500 metres to go at the halfway point here. So Zoya will have a few minutes now between jumps, as he's the only athlete left, consecutive jumps.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that 5.56.
Oh, just had a good look at it. He peeked his eyes at it. He checked it out, getting comfortable. He might be even using a bigger pole. I don't know if he needs it after his 5.41 attempt.
Well, and that's the thing is that, I know, sometimes, like, you've got the Australian under 18 record anyway.
Yeah.
So beating it by a centimetre, yes, it's another personal best, you beat it again, all that sort of stuff, but what does it ultimately achieve as opposed to going out there being a jump fresher and having a real crack?
That's true.
At that world mark.
He's already added 6 centimetres to that record already.
Because if he did the exact same thing and attempted that, he'd have it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because that was high enough that I reckon it would have been the 5.56.
Oh, I think so. I definitely think so. As Wilkes, 4 to go, 1,200 metres. As Hayward about to cross the line as well. There's Wilkes leading the way. Got 2s all over him. As Zoya, the top of his runway, bar 5.56, second attempt. If he clears, it'll be a new under 18 world best.
No, I didn't quite have it on that one. He sort of knew it just as he was taking off.
It's a mental game.
It is. It is. You've got to fully commit to the jump. As we go back to the walks, it's still Wilkes in the lead in the under 15s. So clear winner here at the moment, with Hayward, the Queenslander, leading that under 16 event. So it's one of those things where, obviously, 2 age groups out there, under 15s, under 16s. A little bit of bragging rights if you're an under 15 athlete taking out an under 16.
Wilkes would be feeling very good about himself. He's coming with a 13.43, which is the second fastest in these combined fields. But, you know, he's really leaving Hayward in the dust at the moment.
Not just Hayward, it's the rest of the field in both 15s and 16s.
He's looking real comfortable.
Walking away with it.
Walking away with it.
He's out here, I'm sure. He can
Also
talk the talk, and here he is walking the walk.
How many more have you got left?
Oh, you don't want to know.
I don't. I was well off before when I said he was halfway through the walk. It's 1,200 metres to go here now. For Wilkes, 13.32. If he's feeling good, he might be able to give that a nudge.
How's that national record? 12:09.30.
That's
by Troy Sundstrom.
That's quick. And if you look at that, that's 4:02 K pace. As a 15-year-old.
It's silly, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
Most people can't run that fast.
No. So Wilkes now looks like he's got a good 50 to 60 metre lead there over Haywood, who is leading the under 16 race, but it is the youngster from South Australia, 14-year-old Toby Wilkes, with a big, big lead. Zoya just mentally preparing himself for his final attempt in this pole vault. And he's walking his way back to the top of the runway. As Wilkes, 420 metres left to go in this combined 3,000 metre under 15 and under 16 men's walk. So the clock just about to tick over to 10 minutes. Not sure if that record will go, but it's 2:32 to close down this last 700 metres. If he can do it, he can find himself with the meet record for this race. As Zoya gets to the top of his runway, one last attempt. He's using almost all room available given to him. His heels are against the rails at the top of the runway as Wilkes is getting his way around to that part of the track. We might spot Wilkes in the red fly by behind him.
So what's Zoya got on this third and final attempt at 5:56? He hoists the pole up. He makes his charge down the runway. Oh, just pulls up. He's not quite happy with it.
Still got time. I haven't seen a yellow flag lift out there yet, so you know, this is where it's tricky. You've got to mentally reassess, you know, check the arousal levels, bring yourself back down a little bit, calm, collect it all. It's tough.
It is tough, especially when it's a height that you've never been to before. So there's a lot of pressure around that, knowing that, hey, this is a lot higher than I've jumped before.
Yeah.
And sometimes mentally that can be quite challenging for an athlete. And like you said, he may have gone up to a bigger pole, a pole he probably hasn't used in training before. It's one that's saved for comps and comps only.
Yeah.
And here you are,
he's got the crowd though,
trying to jump higher than you ever have before on a brand new pole.
We are sitting in the West Australian section.
So the
they're
claps
getting
are
up and
loud.
about. Wilkes got the bell. He's got 350 metres to go in his walk, but here comes Zoya. 5:56 on the bar.
Oh, he's done it! He's done it!
It was worth it. That is a world under-18 best. No under-18 athlete in the history of pole vaulters jumped higher. Sasha Zoya, take a bow.
What a jump.
Oh,
that's got us excited. And it's only day one, as you said.
worth the wait.
Oh. Wow.
Well, that worked.
Yeah.
He got back there, reassessed. I'm glad he pulled up.
Settled himself. He wasn't happy with it. Still knew he still had time. Obviously, you don't need to... You just have to start your run-up before the time runs out. And he did that. And composed himself and got himself over that 5:56. And now he has etched his name in history as the highest ever pole vaulter for an under-18.
Amazing. And not only that, meet record.
Look,
he took Curtis Marshall's under 20 meet record.
He can go back to school next week and tell it for news.
Show and tell. So here's Wilkes. 90 metres left in this walk. The meet record, 13:32.92. I think he's going to give that a nudge. And we're going to see that go to Toby Wilkes. After the first few hundred metres, Wilkes way too strong. Obviously, we have to wait to see the cards. Hopefully, he's had a clean race. And he's going to knock off a good 15 seconds here. Awesome walking and racing there. 13:16.12, the unofficial time. He's knocked 16 seconds off that meet record. So brilliant racing. As we say, second place, second across the line. But first in the under 16s, Chris Hayward is entered the home straight. And he'll be the title winner. But Toby Wilkes found some form right on time, and that's excellent work there from the South Australian. And there's Hayward. He'll take the win. Sub-14 walk for him. And he'll win the under 16. So we've got our two champions, Toby Wilkes, who smashed the meet record and his PB. And this looks like Fraser Saunder, finishing second. As long as he's got a clean sheet, he'll win the silver in the under 16 walk. Harry Dundon, we'll see if he gets the bell here. And he is our finisher. So he'll finish second in the under 15s. Liam McLennan getting the bell there. And there's Raven Piter, our third, under 16 across the line. And Will Bottle, he'll finish third in our under 15 3,000 metres. There's Brendan Pospiskill. Jesse Colfax now. 1 lap to go. If he can knock this out in 90 seconds, he'll dip under the 18-minute mark. McLennan will finish just outside his seed time. And there's Archie Tebbett. His older brother, Oscar, won the under 20 10K walk earlier this morning. And as we see Liam McLennan come down there, 5:61 on the bar. Can he really cement himself in under 18 Hall of Fame? No, not yet. Not yet. We'll see if he stays in the competition. Obviously, he's got a big program this week. And it's Jesse Colfax. He won't come out with a new PB today. Now, if you did miss it earlier, this is Sawyer's world record best. Huge clearance there from the West Australian. Some great jumping, great form. And there he is with the crew. Hopefully we see him crack out a few more attempts here. So another combined walk now on the track. They've done the hip numbers the other way around for this one. We've got the older athletes in the lower hip numbers and then the higher hip numbers for the younger athletes. Fantastic. So 21 starters in this combined walk. So Zoya, top of the runway, second attempt, 5 meters 61. We'll run through this start list once they get underway. Really using up every second here, Zoya. Getting the crowd around. Big group of pole vault fans on the hill. Getting the best view of this pole vault. 561. He gives it a bit of a boot there. Not to be. Obviously feeling a bit fatigued. And it looks like he'll have another crack. Well, he got 5:56 on his third attempt last time. Not sure the issue at the moment here for this. This walks, they're just getting held up a little bit. They were due to go 4 minutes ago, but thankfully we've had plenty of pole vault action to keep us going. Well, we're getting through a medal ceremony at the moment, so I guess we'll just wait for that one to get done before this walks. But hopefully everything's okay in our technical requirements. Photo finish is all working. Clock looks like it's all good, so I'm not sure what the hold-up is, but hopefully we'll be underway very shortly. Well, now they're going to hold up with the start again. Last attempt for Zoya here. 5.61 on the bar. Another 5 centimetres to his world under-18 best and to his under-18 national record. No good there, but he's had an awesome competition. He thanks the crowd. What an effort from the Western Australian as now we get underway in the walk. Let's run through the field. In the under-16s from Queensland, Miranda Chopping and Bridget Sullivan. Mia Wilkes from South Australia, looks like the older sister of Toby Wilkes. Mackenzie Offield from from Queensland. Bethany Scott and Chloe McLaughlin from New South Wales. Sydney Shaw, ACT. Brianna Briett, Victoria. Ellie DeSellis and Olivia Thompson, New South Wales. In the under-15s from Queensland, Jada Anderson. In 12 from New South Wales, Keely Holmes and Alana Hickson from New South Wales in 13. Anika Clark in 14 from Queensland. In 15 from Victoria, Kayla Hekalia Dubovic. In 16 from New South Wales, Tara Latham. India Dugoid, Isabella Dunn and Emma Thompson, all from New South Wales in 17, 18 and 19. Kira Ross in 20 from South Australia and Summer Millard in 21 from Queensland. So they're already stretched out in this combined 21 athletes in this 3,000 metre walk for the under-16s and under-15 women. The meet record for the under-15s, 13:50.90 by Paige Hooper, set in 2005. And Katie Hayward owning the meet record for the under-16s, 13:40.49. National record, 12:43.00. Set by Michelle French in 1997. Well, that's Jada Anderson with a very handy lead, and she's the youngster as well. She's in the under-15, so could we see 2 under-15 athletes take out the combined under-15 and under-16 national title and win the line honours? And it looks like India Dugoid and it looks like there's an extra athlete out there at 22. But down trackside, we have Ben Offerains with your new under-18 world best performed athlete, Sasha Zoya.
Yeah, Sasha, you've done it. You've finally done it. We saw you in Perth, have a couple of cheeky looks at it, but here you are. You've now broken the world age record for an under-18. You've got to be pretty happy.
Oh, I'm over the moon. Chasing it for a while, 56, as you said, at the Track Classic, had a look at it. Good hip height, good height, but I came down the bar, so coming here, I was definitely chasing it and over the moon to have it, yeah.
It sort of all started in Perth when you took out Budgie's record. Your coach, he helps you out, and here he is watching you break his Australian record, and it sort of set you up for this one and gave you sort of belief that you can take out this world record.
Absolutely. Having Budge, Paul Burgess, 6-metre jumper, having him hold the old record, yeah, it's great. And then, we're having lots of banter between each other on if I'm going to break it, if I'm not, and now I've got the bragging rights on him, so it's good.
It's not a bad thing to have. So now forward through to the champions. This is just day one. So we're trying to debate up there whether you're going to come out for the 18s or you're going to save it and come out for the Opens?
No, I'm saving it, coming out for the Opens on Sunday. But before that, I've even got a 200 hurdles, 100-metre sprint to do. So trying to save my energy as best as I can and have a good hit out in all the events.
So give us a bit of an insight. If it comes to this sort of stage in the Opens, are we going to see a 70, a 71, maybe take out that under 20 record?
I reckon now after this comp, I've hit my 56, so I'll probably start a bit later in the heights instead of starting so early, so I conserve my energy and have a better hit out at the higher heights.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Well done again on breaking the world age record for the under 18s.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Oh, if he finishes off his program like he has there. Oh, what an amazing start. Jada Anderson still out in front. So that's Alexandra Griffin. So we've got in WA in second place at the moment. A few athletes sneaking off our start list. So there's Jada Anderson with a good 40-metre lead. And they'll come around. 1,800 metres left to go in this walk. Hopefully I've done my maths right and we've got that correct. Alexandra Griffin there in second place on the field and also in the under 15. So it's 215 athletes leading the way. Coming into the home straight with a good amount to go. So Anderson, 1 mile left in this 3,000 metre walk. So it's Griffin in second place at the moment in this under 15s. It looks like India Duguid, Bridget Sullivan leading the under 16s, and Emma Thomas. So it's 3 under 15s, 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Sullivan leading the under 16s, sitting 4th in this race. And then Isabella Dunn. Well, Emma Thomas there. Summer Millard. And Brianna Briett. I haven't seen Brianna Briett just yet. Some of these hip numbers causing dramas up here for me. But Jada Anderson, she is turning it over fast. She's about to pick up one of our tailing athletes now. And she still only has about 1,300 metres to go. When she enters the home straight, it'll be 3 laps left in this race. Jada Anderson looking like she's walking on air at the moment. Floating down the track. 12:50 to go. We'll see if this meet record can get touched up. She came with a 14:12.98, 13:50.90. It's quick. Maybe she can sneak under that 14-minute mark. Alexandra Griffin there, WA. Looking comfortable in second place at the moment. And India, Duguid, and Sullivan. Sullivan still leading that under 16s race. Duguid currently in bronze. So Anderson, 850 metres left in this walk. Two laps to go for the leader. She's almost got a 100-metre lead now, back to second place. She's moving smoothly. And Alexandra Griffin. So Jada Anderson, 600 metres left to go. We're going to see an under 15 again take out the line honours in this combined race. She's leading by almost 100 metres back to Alexandra Griffin of WA. She's looking awfully comfortable out there. She comes around the bend, past the pole vaults where we did just see an under 18 world best. We got to witness it.
So just trying to get up to speed with these walks. Spent a bit of time down on the track.
Yeah, just have a little chat with that record holder.
Yeah, a little chat.
Big program. Just like we've got a big program, he's almost trying to compete with us.
Yeah, but I spoke to his coach, Alex Parnov, who said he's just going to let him loose in the opens.
Let him. So he's been holding him back, has he?
I don't know.
Let him loose.
Let him loose.
All right, there's the bell for Jada Anderson. 14:12.98 her best. The meet record 13:50.90. I think she could give this a nudge if she can get around this lap nice and quick. The under 20 women's javelin still going on in the background. She's moved her lead almost to about 120 metres. Alexandra Griffith's about to cross the line and get her bell. And this is where it gets tricky, where the athletes start lapping each other. With 250 metres to go for Anderson. The clock just under 13 minutes there. I think she'll touch up her PB tonight. It's going to be close to get that. She's got to drop a 60-second last 180, which hopefully, you know, composed technique. She can't just let rip like you would in a sprint or a distance race. You've got to keep everything composed, and hopefully she comes in with a clean card. And we'll see what she goes. 100 metres left here for Anderson. She led from the gun.
Something about these under 15s.
They
Really
know how to,
putting it to the
they know
under
how to do
16s.
it. Yeah, it's a massive win here for Anderson.
See, they wouldn't have competed against each other last season at the start of
protected
this
by
season.
the under 14s. This is going to be very close here. Meet record 13:50.90. Oh, it's going to be... Oh, she's done it. 13:50.90 was the meet record. She's almost knocked a second off that. Unofficially, 13:49.91. She's lopped off a good 23 seconds off her personal best. What an outstanding... We've had back-to-back under-15s win the combined races and back-to-back meet records. And to put that in perspective, that would have taken the scalps of a few of the boys in the boys' races.
Yeah.
But Alexandra Griffiths, she's going to take out the win. Sorry, silver medal here for the under-15s. If she's got a clean sheet on the outside, the Western Australian, number 22. And this looks like India Dugoid. She'll finish with the bronze as long as she's got a clean sheet as well. In the under-15s. And about to cross the line from Queensland, Bridget Sullivan, your under-16 champion with a 14:51. And it looks like she's coming with a seed time of 15:36, so she's almost taken a minute off that. Which, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, and actually not bad walking conditions because it's not hot. And that's the big thing for the walkers, is they don't like it when it's hot. Because obviously it's a fairly taxing event and you're out there for a long time. So you don't want the beating sun coming down on you.
No.
And these times have shown that these conditions are good.
Oh, Emma Thomas might need to keep that lane 1 clear there as she crosses the line. 21, that's Summer Millard. So they're all in the under-15s. These are a lot of more of our 15s finishing now. Isabella Dunn. So we haven't had any more 16s cross the line yet.
There's Latham.
Yeah, there's another one of our under-15s. 9, that's
DeCellis.
Ellie DeCellis. So she's going to grab the silver medal there.
So that was Ross, the South Australian.
Another under-15. So there's still an extra medal up for grabs in this under-16 age group.
Jeez.
Anika Clark from Queensland. Or Arnica Clark, I don't want to get that wrong. We'll see if Chloe McLaughlin, whether she'll be finishing.
Looks like it.
And there's the bronze medal. As long as she's got a clean sheet, obviously. There's our first 3 from each of our age groups have now crossed the line.
So it shows how strong the under-15 age group is at the moment.
Start them young.
So they wouldn't have competed against each other at all schools?
No, under-14s to under-16s.
And then here they are, and the under-15s, which were the under-14s at all schools, have dominated. So as these athletes just filter through.
That was Bethany Scott crossing the line there. Next up, Sydney Shaw from the ACT. The lone ACT athlete in this combined field. And we should have all of our finishers crossing the line now. Marina Chopping coming through the line. There's Chopping. 10. Looks like Olivia Thompson with Alana Hickson, Kayla Haikila Dubovic, and Mia Wilkes. So all athletes finish across the line. There's the medals going out to our young fellas in the under-20s. I'm sure they're like, oh, Sasha, why couldn't you have done your own age group?
Yeah.
But Lara Levski on the runway in this women's JAV. World under-20 rep last year.
WA, they've produced some good javelin throwers over the years. Most famously, Kim Mickle
Oh, a little bit too much speed on that last one, but well out there. Just not being able to control it. And these are our final rounds here. So we'll run through the rest. Jack Downey from South Australia, 485 for second place in that under 20 pole vault. And hopefully that board ticks back over to the results, because it's just stitched me up then. As soon as I started reading it, I knew it was going to switch over. And there it is, Dalton Demedio from Victoria, 475. New South Wales athlete. Oh, plenty on that one. That is a handy throw. Trying to spot who it is.
It's hard when they don't have the names on the back.
No, she just needs to turn around. Nope.
Powers of deduction.
I'm going to think it's Liana Davidson,
Yep.
just via the length of the throw.
I'll support that.
Thanks for the support.
It's what we're here for.
That's a only 17-year-old Liana Davidson in this event. But here's Jess Bell. She's already thrown a World Uni qualifier earlier this year. Now moved to the ACT, I think, to train with Kelsey Lee Barber. Oh, that is a beautiful throw.
Oh,
Well out there.
and the crowd recognise it with the clap.
A nice way to finish the comp. Can't tell you what the scoreboard says anywhere. We might have to go and ask them to just, when you rotate the scoreboard for us next time, can you just keep an eye on us? Just give it a little twist. Face the crowd for like. Donny just has to bypass us quickly. So Jess looks like she's won the title. I think we'll have a chat to some of the officials. We need to see the results. Just a little bit of a twist. Obviously, great spot to watch the javelin from down that end. You get all of it. You get the shot, the high, the jab, the disc and hammer when it comes a bit later. The other end, almost pure pole vault.
Yeah, people out there enjoying the beanbags. So it's been a fantastic day one here at the 2019 Australian Track and Field Championships, proudly supported by Coles, BLK, New South Wales Government, Sydney Olympic Park. Obviously, these sort of things wouldn't be possible without all those supporters. So we thank you all for joining us here at day one.
Ooh.
It's a long championships, isn't it, Matt Lynch?
Day one. All right.
So day 1 of 7. So join us for the rest of the week, and thanks for watching.